I mean, we live in a very divisive time, debating people is controversial.
I think critical dialogue is a hugely important way that we can come to know the truth.
Okay, I have another question for you. So I know that you were talking with Quan about the value of debating people. And, where does that come from? Because, I'm curious to hear that one because, everyone, I mean, we live in a very, I don't know how you say, divisive time, debating people is controversial.
Right.
I don't know how to get my words around that because, it's kind of just very ominous about our culture right now, especially debating people on, religion. That's the really, that is pretty problematic for a lot of people because, a lot of people, they hold their values really close to their heart and offending that will, get them very upset. So, well, how would you debate, somebody who's a non-believer or a believer? More importantly, because you can debate atheists all day, and you can't really offend them. If you believe in nothing, you can't offend somebody who believes in nothing. But you can, offend someone who does believe in a religion.
Sure. That's a good question. Hopefully, if somebody's an honest seeker of the truth, they'll want to hear views that they disagree with and hear what the reasons are, the evidence is for those views. Because it might change their mind, right? Maybe there's something that they haven't heard before, something they didn't know before. Maybe there's a problem with their view that they've never noticed, right? I think critical dialogue is a hugely important way that we can come to know the truth, right? So if somebody's honestly seeking, they're not just looking to, get in a fight or win an argument or validate their own beliefs, right? If somebody's honestly seeking, then I think you can have great discussion. And for somebody who's a non-believer, I would point out, if somebody doesn't believe in the existence of God, for example, I would talk about how God is the best explanation for why the universe exists, like we were talking about before, or the best explanation for morality, or the best explanation for why things look so well designed, or for all of the order in the universe, or for all the beauty in the world, or for why there's other conscious beings like you and me. All of these things, I think, can tell us a lot about God just by thinking about the world in a rational way. And then if somebody wants to say, well, why would I believe that this is the God of Christianity versus Islam or something like that, then I would talk about some of the reasons why I think God's actually revealed himself in history, and specifically revealed himself in the person of Jesus, who's not only the most significant religious figure in history, but undoubtedly the most significant figure in history, period. So, yeah, I don't know if that answers your question at all.
I guess it does. That is an interesting one, Christianity versus Islam, because, I mean, everybody has their own, narrative of history and religion.
Yeah.
And, people are just going to believe what they're going to believe at the end of the day. Doesn't matter what religion or, what belief system, because, I mean, everything in history, I can't say everything, but there's a lot in history that is kind of a gray area, especially going back 2,000 years or 1,400 years ago, to the time of Muhammad. There's a lot that is kind of lost in translation,
Maybe.
And, and today, with all the technology we have, things are probably, we're probably done getting revelations, from, the desert basically. But people are going to look back at the history books and, depending on their beliefs, they're going to see what they want to see in a way,
Yeah, definitely sometimes, yeah. I don't know, I'm optimistic that people's minds can be changed. If people read about the stories of Jesus, and all of the miracles that he performed, healing the blind, making lame people walk, raising people from the dead.
There's no cell phone.
Right?
There's no cell phone video
Definitely
evidence.
no cell phone video evidence. That's right. I think a lot of people would say that if they had witnessed that themselves, that they would believe in Jesus. Right? If they'd seen him die and then rise again 3 days later, they would believe in him.
All right, but here's what's really trippy is, what does any of this stuff even mean? Even if we had a cell phone video of it, it could just be AI. I mean, this could be AI.
Yeah, that's true.
But the thing is, right now, there's technology, you can see this video and be like, okay, this is real video.
Yeah.
But, in 50 years, they're going to be able to make videos higher quality than this, and you won't be able to know that they're AI.
Yeah, probably.
And then
it's already pretty close. The cool thing is so one of the reasons why I think you can have a good conversation with somebody of a different religion and possibly have their mind change is because if you investigate the stories that we have of Jesus, just from a historical standpoint, if you're not outright against miracles, like if you're not saying miracles are impossible, they can't happen, I think you can make a pretty good case that these biographies we have, the ancient biographies that a lot of these stories come from, are at least generally reliable. You know, they're written by people that intended to write history. They're written only a matter of decades after his death. The authors either had access to accounts based on eyewitness testimony or to the eyewitnesses themselves. And a lot of what we find there matches what we know about the society at the time, the religion at the time, the geography, politics, social customs, etc. And so yeah, again, if you're not outright miracles are impossible, none of this could have happened, then you can make a pretty good case that just on purely historical grounds, these accounts are at least generally reliable. Maybe they're not perfect, maybe there are errors in it, but at least we get the gist of Jesus' life, the things he said, the things he did, and what happened to him. And in which case, I think we have good reason for believing in him. I would certainly believe in him if I had seen those things myself.
I just hope that at the end of the day, everyone can just learn to, find love for everyone's beliefs and just come together. And like you said about debating, I hope we can all just come to a table and just debate stuff and just, find commonalities,
Yeah, and hopefully be respectful in the process for sure. Appreciate you coming on, man. It's great getting to talk with you. Thanks so much.